I did a long and detailed comparison review of the best bone conduction headphones recently, but unfortunately the Klatre LS1 did not make it to that video. And it wasn't because they were not good enough to make the cut, but simply because I did not have them at that time. And by the end of this video, I believe you will all agree with me when I say that the Klatre LS1 deserves a spot near the top of the bone conduction food chain. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's start from the beginning. Hi everyone, my name is Andy, and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. But before we get into all the details, I have to tell you that I teamed up with Klatre for doing this video. But sponsoring the content does not mean having any influence on what I'm telling you about their product, as all I do here is share my honest and unfiltered opinion, which is simply based on my hands-on experience with the headphones. And that experience started with opening up the box. For the price of $99, you get the headphones themselves, a soft carry pouch, 2 charging cables, and a set of foam earplugs. So let's see all the accessories one by one. Starting with the foam plugs, yeah, nothing interesting there, but in case of too much wind or street noise, the plugs can come in handy for sure. However, plugging your ears would defeat the main purpose of the open-ear design, which is to retain the highest possible level of situational awareness. That said, in a gym scenario, for example, where road safety is not much of an issue and where music is blasting from the speakers, the foam plugs could really prove to be useful. Onto the charging cable, it has a proprietary magnetic connector. It means that you will have to carry an extra cable with you on top of your regular charging cable, be it USB Type-C or Lightning. But thankfully we got 2 of these magnetic cables in the box, so you can have one at home and another one at work or in your gym bag at all times. Onto the carry pouch, it is soft and it's made from a thick neoprene-like material, so it will give you the protection you need for your headphones, especially if you like just tossing them in your bag as I tend to do myself. And onto the main attraction, the LS1 headphones themselves. Well, they do look like almost every other bone conduction headphones out there. We get a neckband, 2 battery units and 2 speakers. These speakers create the resonances in the bones in front of your ears, which then transmit the sound to your inner ear, bypassing your eardrums. So your ear canals stay free and open, and you get to hear all the surrounding noises, even with music on during running, cycling or strolling around in town. Again, road safety and situational awareness are key here. But what about the actual build quality of the Klatre LS1? Well, it's all great. The neckband is made of some sort of a shape memory alloy, and it provides me with a snug and comfortable fit during running or weightlifting. The headband, the ear hooks and the speaker units have a soft silicone coating, while the battery units that sit behind the ears are all hard plastic. But wearing the headphones for a couple of hours did not cause any discomfort in my case. The headband and the ear hooks work well with sunglasses and bike helmets, even though I only tested them indoors due to the rather cold conditions outside. So the comfort is excellent, the fit is secure, and we also get an IP55 dust, sweat and rainproof rating. And to put the LS1 and its build quality in some sort of a context, let's say the Shocks Open Run Pro, which costs €180 a dollars, also has an IP55 badge, magnetic chargers and a snug fitting headband, but it also comes with a hard case which provides extra protection in comparison to the soft pouch. And while the similarly priced Halo Per-Free BC01 has a better IP67 rated protection against dust and water ingress, it's missing a pouch or a case which would protect the headphones from any physical impact. Onto the battery life of the Klatre LS1, we get 8 hours on a single charge, which is a bit less than the 10 hours you can get with either the Shocks or the Halo, but it can still cover a full week of training regardless. And again, there are the magnetic charging cables, which can also do a 10-minute quick charge for an extra 2 hours of playtime. The Klatre LS1 headphones have a Bluetooth 5.2 compatible wireless chip on board with support for the AAC and the SBC audio codecs. No aptX, no LDAC and no multipoint or app support. And while I don't mind the lack of the high-res codecs, I wish multi-point and app support were on offer here, as I consider them both a useful feature. But in general, the connection is solid, pairing is easy with both Android and iOS devices, and I found no latency or lip sync issues either. And now let me give you two quick audio samples from the microphones on the Klatre LS1 headphones. So first, this is an easy one, as I'm sitting in my living room / studio / home office. So this is what you can expect from the headphones when making a phone call in a quiet environment. But the second one is a much more challenging scenario with loads of environmental noises, such as strong wind and pretty heavy traffic. So this is what you can get from the Klatre LS1 headphones in terms of voice transmission quality. As far as controls, the headphones give you a similar button layout to that of the competition. There is a multifunctional button on the left speaker unit to control playback, tracks and your voice assistant, and you can find two volume buttons on the right main unit, one of which also works as an on-off switch. The only difference between the Klatre and the Shocks or the Halo is that the volume buttons are on the top of the unit and not at the bottom. And to be honest, I prefer it this way, as while you have to kind of use both your thumb and your pointer finger to push the buttons regardless of which headset you have. In case of the Klatre, you actually use the pointer finger on the buttons themselves, which I find a touch more precise and reliable, if that makes any sense. But it's just my experience and my fingers anyway, and what actually matters is that the controls work very well in all sorts of conditions I tested them in. Feedback is tactile, reaction times are fast. It's only that my strap is sort of getting in the way when wearing my bike helmet over the headphones, but that might not be an issue for you at all, and of course you can always wear the headphones over that strap. There is no smartphone app, so there are no additional settings or options for any sort of customization or firmware upgrades, which is less than optimal in the long run. And as for the sound quality of the Klatre LS1, here is what I found. The bass is definitely stronger and has more of an impact than on most bone conduction headphones I have tested so far. The LS1 has a clear advantage over the Halo BCO1 in that department, and it's really close to that of what the class-leading Shocks Open Run Pro can deliver. But with the bass usually come all the resonances and vibrations, and the LS1 is no exception either. So with bass-heavy music and the volume turned up, you will get this tickling sensation on the skin in front of your ears. It either bothers you or it doesn't, but the vibrations will be present nonetheless. But thanks to the more bass, the LS1 has a more natural tone with more lifelike instruments and vocals than the Halo, and it also delivers a more balanced presentation overall than the Open Run Pro. The mids are rich, open and detailed, and so is the treble. Well, by bone conduction standards, that is. We get more energy and extension in the highs than on the Shocks, and even though the Halo headphones use the aptX audio codec on Android, I can hear an equal amount of high-frequency detail between the two sets. The LS1 can also give you a wide and open soundstage. True, the imaging is somewhat messy and far from being pinpoint or precise, but I still prefer this sort of an airy sound over the closed-in boxiness of the Open Run Pro, for example. So basically what we get with the Klatre LS1 is a healthy combination of the sound of two of my favorite bone conduction headsets. We get most of the bass and the power of the Shocks, and we also get the finesse, the details and the airiness of the Halo. And that results in a very likable and enjoyable music listening experience, while sound leakage is kept to a minimum too. That said, I personally could do without those tickling vibrations, because that can be annoying at times, but during a hard effort, let's say a 10k tempo run outside, it's going to be the least of your problems if you take your training seriously enough. So to conclude this review, I would say that I'm glad to have tested yet another set of bone conduction headphones, as I feel like that this technology keeps evolving all the time, and the Klatre LS1 is just another fine example of how things can be done properly. And I can only criticize three things if I have to. There is no multi-point connection, less vibrations would make the buds even more comfortable to use, and having a smartphone app would also be preferable. But the design, the build quality and the overall user experience are just as good as that of the competition, and the sound is one of the best on the market regardless of how much you are willing to pay for a set of open-ear sport headphones. And for $99, I believe you get an excellent value, which puts these headphones near the top of that list of recommended bone conduction headphones I was talking about in the intro. And this was my review of the Klatre LS1. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments to make, well, then I'm pretty sure you know what to do. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you all in the next one.